When you need power for your outdoor adventures or for short-term power outages, the Ampace Andes 600 Pro gives you a lot of power and features into this small, compact package. We're going to take a look at it right now. Ampace sent us this unit for review. It's a brand new, newly released, revised version of their older 600 model. And boy, they've added some really nice features into it. Features that you would find on larger, more expensive power stations. The unit is amazingly well designed, well built, well engineered. I can't believe all that they've put into this. It's a very well thought out unit. It is great on-the-go power for your laptop, your phones, anything that you charge with USB like your cameras or drones, any portable equipment that you have, but it will power any AC device that you have that's 600 watts or less. Let's take a look first at what comes out of the box. When you get the unit, it's very well packaged. They double box it. The first thing that you pull out is this really nice nylon bag. And in the bag, you have an AC cord. Now, this does not come with an external adapter because the adapter is built into the unit. So they send you a very heavy-duty power cord. And the reason why this is so heavy-duty is that this unit will charge from this cord at about 550 watts. So it'll go from 0 to 80% in about an hour and 0 to 100 in about an hour and a half. So that is really fast. So it's starting to charge now on the AC. Look at that. Just right around 498, 500 watts. So if you got a fast approaching storm coming in and you hadn't plugged in your unit yet to charge it, this will give you the ability to charge it very quickly. The other thing that comes in the bag is the 12-volt car cord, and you just simply hook this up to your unit, and this will charge it in about 5 hours from your car. Now, why is this important? Well, if you're going to take this out on the road, let's say you're going camping or you're going for an extended road trip, you want to be able to charge this up while you're driving. Obviously, you can't set up solar panels and charge it that way, and you won't have an AC outlet available to you. So this way you can just plug it into your car while you're driving. This can be filling up. And of course, the other thing that it comes with is the owner's manual. This is very important. It tells you all the functions, how everything works, what the specs are, and what it's designed to do. The really nice feature that it has next, and this is my next favorite, is that it has an app. Here is the QR code for downloading that app onto your phone. Once you get that app on your phone, you can control this unit, you can monitor it, and you can set up through the settings all kinds of specifications that you can change and adapt the unit to your needs. My absolute favorite way to charge up the Ampace Andes 600 Pro is to do the solar charging. So all I did was I set up some solar panels. These are 240 watt panels, and this is an XT60 jack on the end, and I'm going to plug that into the back. As soon as you plug that in, the unit comes on. You can see it's at 0% because I ran the unit all the way down this morning, and it's going to take 4.4 hours to charge at the current rate of 117 watts. I've added one more panel to it, so this brings it up to 166 watts going in. It will now take it 3 hours to charge. It's right at 9 o'clock. I think this is really amazing that and just within a half an hour, this is charged up to 18%, and it's going to be fully charged in 2.5 hours. 175 watts going into it out of a possible 200 total. This has 100% charge. So what I'm going to do now is, it's been charging off the solar panels. I'm going to charge the bike from the Ampace, and I'll let it do that while it's still hooked up to the panel, so we'll get the pass-through charging effect. So I have the battery hooked up. I'm just going to turn on the AC circuit, and that will start charging very soon now. And the red light's on the charger. So it's about 1:39, and this has been charging for a little bit. You can see now it's taken the Ampace down 3 percentage points. It's down to 97, while the bike battery charges up. And we're getting now 167 watts going into the Ampace. This is all done. There's no more sun for the day. The Magicycle battery is all charged up, and this is mostly charged up, 98%, not bad. And that started at 0 this morning, had it fully charged up, and then I ran a charge on the Magicycle bike battery using this as a pass-through system, where it actually passes through from solar to the battery. And in the process, it's only lacking 2% of being 100% charged. Let's take a little closer look at what the app shows you. Here's the app on my phone. The very first thing that it shows you is the state of charge. Right now it's showing that mine is 98% charged. It'll also tell you the discharge time. So if you have a load on it, it will tell you how long it will run that load. There's also a way to calculate that, and we'll go into that later. If you're charging the unit, it will tell you how long it will take at its current rate to completely charge. It gives you an estimate on that. Then it also tells you any input wattage going into it, what are the watts going in, and what are the watts that are being delivered from the unit. That is the output watts. It allows you to turn different functions on and off. Now I have a lamp behind me plugged into it, and if I hit this AC output, and it turns the outlet on, then that light is going to come on just for me controlling it with the phone. Let me turn it off. There it is. How about that? So you can control this all with your phone. It also has an LED light on the front, which you can control with the app as well. Of course, there's a button here that you can also control it. The light on it has several modes. There's a strobe mode, and there's the SOS mode, and it has a dim and a brighter setting as well. So you can go through all of those settings. And you can set this up on your phone so it comes on with whichever one of those 4 modes that you want to see on it. Another fun feature that they've put into the unit is on the top, they have what they call the ambient light. And let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see that. As you can see, it's changing colors as it goes. And it's just kind of a fun thing. Using the phone app, you can change different settings to have it do all kinds of different color patterns. This app also allows you to turn off the unit with a little slide control. Once the unit is off, though, you cannot turn it on with your phone app. You have to go over to the unit itself and manually turn it on. Now, the other thing, there's a settings button up on the top, and through that, you can change many different things. You can change the name, you can change the ambient light mode, the LED mode, the battery range. Right now, I have it set to go empty out at 0% and charge up to 100, but you can narrow that field a little bit to get a little more use out of the battery. The battery actually will last longer if you don't deplete it all the way or charge it up all the way. It also has a unit timeout button here. So if I hit the unit timeout, it will give me different options. It'll time out in 2 hours if it's not being used, 4, 6, 8, 10, 16, and 24. Right now I have it set at 16 hours for timeout. And then the screen timeout, that's your screen right here, and I'll go into a little more detail about what's on the screen. You can set that timeout anywhere from 1 minute to 30 minutes, different increments. I have it set for 3 minutes. That seems to be about the best one. So there is the app, and I just really like that. One of the nice things about the app, if I have this out in the backyard solar charging, I can walk up to a window, and through the Bluetooth function, I can look on my phone from inside the house and see how far it's charged up. So I think that's really good. It saves me from going outside. Let's take a look at the display and I'll go over some of the features and what it actually shows you. The main thing that it's showing here right in the middle is the state of charge. So the battery is up to 98%. I just had it outside in the sun where I charged it up to 100. I have a little LED lamp running on it right now, so it's showing that it'll run that at 17 hours with a drawing power of 25 watts. It also will show the input watts. So if I'm charging it, it'll show you how many watts is coming in. And while it's charging, this changes to the amount of charge time. So it'll give you an estimate on how long that it will take to charge that up. And I think that is a very nice display. It also has different bars with this that goes over the top of the percentage, and that shows you the state of charge, kind of a visual way of showing that. Once I shut this light off, I shut the AC off, then it will show that it would run it for about 99 hours, because right now there's really no load on it at all. Now, when this button is turned on, this is the AC button, that's actually running the inverter inside, and that inverter takes a little power to run. So if you don't have an AC load on it, make sure you have this turned off so you're not wasting any power. Another thing that I like about the unit is its compact size and portability. Because it's so small, it's about 11 inches wide by 8 inches high and 8 inches deep. It will fit into some very small places, especially if you got a car really packed with a lot of equipment. If you're going backpacking or camping, this will easily fit into a car that you have a lot of gear in. It's also a very easy pick up and carry. If you want to go to the park and you want to take, let's say you want to take your computer with you or your phone, you want to make sure it's charged, you can take this right along with you. It's just so easy to carry it around. So I do like that. It only weighs just a little bit less than 17 pounds. So it's very lightweight. And as the slogan says on the box here, the power is in your hands. That's what they mean. It's just very portable power. One of the things that really sets this unit apart from a lot of other power stations is that it has the lithium iron phosphate battery, but this is even an improved version of that. This is a lithium iron phosphate hybrid battery, and this battery allows for that really fast charge cycle. It will also give you around 2,000 cycles, up to 80%. That means after 2,000 cycles that the unit will probably only work to 80% of its capacity. Now the battery has a capacity of 584 watt hours. That's how many hours it will run on the power draw. So if you're, like let's say you're running it at 584 watts, it should run an hour. That's what that means, 584 watt hours. In reality though, it's going to use a little bit of power just to run the internal circuits and all of the different functions that it has, like the inverter and so on. So that takes a little bit of power out of the battery. So you're not going to get all of that out of it. They claim it's 95% efficient. So if you take 95% of 584, you get roughly 555 watts. So what you can do, if you're not sure how long it'll run a device, find out how much power that device draws and divide that into 555, and that will tell you how many hours it will run that item. I mentioned that the battery is good for 2,000 charges, but let's break that down a little bit. You can basically charge this 200 times a year for 10 years, and it'll still have 80% of its capacity. And I think that's really good. This will last a long time. It's a very good investment. It also has a 3-year warranty, and I think that's really good. That's a pretty robust warranty for a small power station. One of the other advantages of the lithium iron phosphate battery is that it has a really good safety record. It's very safe to use. It's also good to use in a wide range of temperature variations. You can charge it all the way down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 10 below centigrade. And up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's about 45 degrees centigrade. The battery can be used at -4 Fahrenheit or 20 below centigrade and up to 113 Fahrenheit. So that's a really good range. That means that you can take this out in the wintertime and be charging it, where other power stations say that they're not to be used below freezing. This one you can take down below freezing and still use it. That's a really nice advantage. On the AC side, it will supply 600 watts, as I mentioned, and that is a total between the two AC outlets here. But it has a surge of 1800 watts. So if you're running a motor, when a motor turns on, there's always a certain amount of surge wattage in order to get that motor started. So even though a motor is rated at 300 watts, it can surge at 900 watts. So this one will cover that if you have a motor like that. In fact, I use this to run my garage door opener outside in the garage, and it was able to handle it, and I was really amazed because that uses quite a bit of power. The Ampace 600 Pro also has a really good pure sine wave inverter, and that puts out the same clean power that your outlet does from your utility company. So you can run any sensitive piece of equipment, computers, fans, even medical or test equipment. As long as it's running according to the power that this will deliver, you can run it with this system. There are lots of different ways that this will supply power. Of course, it supplies AC as well as DC power. Let's take a look at the different jacks that are on the front of it here. First off, of course, it has the two AC power outlets. On the DC side, you have some USB outlets over here, and you have some 12-volt outlets over here. Now, these are active all the time. Let me demonstrate with a little LED bulb here. This is a USB bulb. We use these all the time. All you do is you have to, as long as the unit's on, this will work. So you just plug it in and that turns on. This is how you charge up your phones or your batteries for your digital camera or whatever you happen to have that you need to charge USB. That's what these ports are. And these will deliver 18 watts. Those are the USB-A ports. The USB-C ports, there's two different kinds. The top one will supply 100 watts and the bottom one will supply 60 watts. So that'll get your items charged up a little faster, especially if you have a computer. Now, my wife has a computer that actually uses USB-C power cord, so she could plug it directly into this and it would power her little laptop. The other two outlets that it has for the 12 volts is the 5521 barrel plugs, and I don't have anything that uses those. Maybe they have items overseas that plug directly into these ports, but I don't happen to have anything that does. But this is the car outlet. This is like a cigarette lighter adapter that you have on your car. Anything that you can plug into your car, you can plug into this. Up to about 120 watts or 10 amps, it will deliver a good solid 12 volts. And let's just give that a try. I've got a little emergency lamp here, and I'll just plug that in. And as soon as I activate the power for that, this will turn on. And there she goes. So you can power like a little car vacuum cleaner or an air compressor. There's little portable air compressors that run off of these. Anything like that can be run with that 12-volt supply. Very nice to have. This unit is really good for road trips, picnics, camping, any outdoor activities. It's just really fun to take this along and have power at your fingertips. What else will it power? Well, we've actually run our entertainment system on it, and that's about a 43-inch TV and an oscillating fan along with an LED light, and that'll run that for a couple of evenings. It does a really nice job of supplying power for that. Yesterday, I took it out on the front porch, and I made a pot of coffee on my little small 4-cupper coffee pot, and it had no trouble powering that. But I also today hooked it up to my big Hamilton Beach coffee pot, which actually uses a little more than 600 watts, and it was able to power that as well. So I'm really impressed on what it will deliver. However, when I tried to use it with a shop vac, it did not work because the shop vac draws way too much power. It will not run. And you can see that it's given me a message by the flashing that that has experienced an overload. So what you do is unplug the load, turn the AC off, turn it back on, and then it will reset. And now it is okay for use. Another really fun feature that this item has that I wouldn't expect a small unit like this to have is that it has the ability to run what they call emergency power supply. So the way this works is you plug the unit into the wall and you plug the unit that you want to have power to in case of an outage into the AC, and you turn it on and let it run. It will pull power from the line current to run, let's say, your computer. If you have a power hit and you lose power, in 20 milliseconds, this will switch over to the outlet running right off of the batteries, and it will actually run that unit. So it's not quite as good as what they call a UPS system, which has a 0 millisecond power changeover. But if you have something in your house, let's say you have a sump pump, and this will run our sump pump. So you're out of town, you lose power for a few hours, and it's been raining hard, and your sump pump is running. This will keep your sump pump running even though you're out of power. So I think that's a pretty good use for this Ampace. The Ampace Andes 600 Pro is a great unit to have on hand for those outdoor activities that you like to do, or you need some power on hand, or if you should have a short-term power outage, this can help get you through it. I think it's a really good system, and I'll leave a link in the description field so you can go and check it out.